Well, greetings, business math students. This is again Mr.D set. This is week number 10 in our 16-week course in BUS20 Business Mathematics here at Norco College. And this week we're going to be looking at mortgages, chapter 14. So this is a little bit different than what you've been looking at thus far. You're going to be using what's called an amortization table, and you're basically going to divide the amount of mortgage or the amount of principal you're going to need to borrow for a mortgage loan by 1,000, and then you're going to take that factor and multiply it by the table factor. That is a combination of the interest rate and the how long the mortgage rate or mortgage loan is for. So if it's a 15-year mortgage, 20-year, 25-year, 30-year mortgage, you're going to take the interest rate that you're getting the loan at by how long the loan is, and there's a new table factor that you'll be looking up, and that table factor will be multiplied by the principal that you're going to borrow divided by 1,000, and then that's going to give you your monthly payment for each payment that you'd be making over the period of time. And then to figure out your complete total amount of payments that you're going to be making, the amount you actually will be paying for the home by the end of the loan, you'll be multiplying the payment by how many payments that you're going to make over 30 years or 15 years, whatever the terms were. And that's going to tell you how much you paid in total for the home. And then you'd need to, of course, deduct the principal that you borrowed, and that'll tell you how much interest you paid. And you'll be amazed to realize that you pay sometimes double, even triple the price that you borrowed because of interest on a mortgage loan. So anyway, it's not difficult. It's quite easy, actually. You will also be figuring out your taxes and insurance, things like that, that would be added to your mortgage payment. So it's quite different than what you've been learning. And actually, this is where we shift gears. You'll no longer be using the tables like you did in chapters 11 and 12. You'll be doing different tables, and then chapters 16 and 17 is a whole different process. So the second half of the semester is quite different than the first half as far as things each week being quite different from the prior week. So anyway, that's what you're going to be looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. I'm going to go ahead and go into our class in Canvas. And for some reason, all the little icons aren't showing up on my laptop. They're working fine on my desktop computer. So I probably just need to reboot my computer, but I didn't want to take the time to do it. But you can kind of get an idea of what everything is by the little labels. So of course we're in module number 3. So I'm going to select that. It still works. It's just that it's not, for some reason, showing the little icons. And that's going to bring us then to week number 10 right here. Now, last week, again, you looked at annuities, and you also, had a quiz, and you started your case study on inflation. And I think I explained that in last week's video, what you'll be doing in the inflation case study. Just as a refresher for that, you will be, of course, first figuring out how much you're going to need in 5 years and how much inflation. So if you need 1 million today, you might need 1,200,000 in 5 years because of inflation. So the first thing you need to figure out is, what am I going to actually need in 5 years? This is what I have now. And then once you figured out that amount, then you're going to figure out, I'm going to do a sinking fund on that amount so that I know how much I need to put away every year in order to have that in 5 years with interest. So that's what you need to do. It's a 2-part assignment. So make sure you first figure out how much you actually are going to need in 5 years, and then figure out a sinking fund using the sinking fund formula to figure out what payments you need to be putting in order to have that amount in 5 years. So that's what you'll be looking at in the case study number 3. And as we move into this week, then, of course, you still have, once again, a read me first. Make sure you read that and mark it as done, that you read the help Sienna and mark it as done. Then you have a study page on chapter 14, which also includes a short video by me done a few years ago on how to use the tables in figuring out your monthly payments, etc. And then there is a formula sheet, but this is mostly chapter 12, but it does have the table there, so you can use that table on the formula sheet. You have a check-in assignment on mortgages, and then you have a quiz on chapter 14 as well, which is the mortgage chapter. And then you're continuing your case study. So I'm going to move this down here for you to be able to continue that, and I'll change that to continue case study number 3. But great job last week. I know that the check-in assignment was a little different for some reason. Usually I have it all built into a quiz type format within Canvas, but this was one you had to download the worksheet, fill it out, and then re-upload the worksheet, which you are doing that every week anyway. But the difference is typically all your answers are given to you as you answer them. In this case, I had to send you the answers. So I'll check into the chapter 14 and see if it's the old or the new way of doing it. But most of you did well, and so please make sure you review the check-in assignment worksheet that I sent to you completed, and let me know if there's any anything discrepancies or issues that you might see there, so I can correct those if need be. So anyway, keep up the good work, and that's pretty much it for this week. There, I changed that to complete case study number 3. So make sure you complete that this week. Yeah, it says start. Sorry. I'll fix that and it'll be all updated by the time you look at it this morning. So have a great week number 10, and you will see me again on video in week 11. Have a great week, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to meet with you in Zoom if need be.